All right, talking about the Ferrari. So this is actually my most favorite car that I've driven at the Extreme Experience event. And this car, I mean, it's a peach. I really enjoy driving this car. This had the best chassis to me. I had the most confidence in this vehicle. And this is actually also the most powerful car at the event. I think 0 to 60 on these is about 3.1 seconds or 3 seconds flat, something like that, according to Ferrari. And this is actually one of the heavier cars at the event as well, about 3,300 pounds. Despite it only being rear-wheel drive and all that stuff. This is a 3.9 liter twin turbocharged V8 engine, one of the first turbocharged cars for Ferrari since the F40. So that's pretty interesting. But if you look at the used car prices, like a 488 and a 458 aren't really that far off, actually, when you look at the certified pre-owned prices. I just thought that was kind of interesting. So it really shows you how valuable that naturally aspirated V8 from the 458 really is, since that's the last one for these types of cars. But yeah, this Ferrari was my most favorite. Again, like I mentioned in all the other videos, I'm an amateur. I'm a novice when it comes to track driving. I'm not the best. I did not squeeze the most out of these vehicles. We did not play with the paddles. Traction control was definitely on. They did not let us turn that off for sure. And instructor was definitely sitting next to us. So yeah, the 488, man, just everything felt right to me. It had one of the best chassis for sure. I really like the turn-in of it. I like the steering weight of it. I mean, that prancing horse, man, it might be a douchebag company. Man, Ferrari does know how to calibrate and make a proper car. I will give them that. And even though it's the fastest or whatever, like, what is it, 660 horsepower and I think about 560 pounds-feet of torque, so the most amount of torque by far. The Lambo only had like, what, 412 or something like that. Kind of abysmal, you know, when you compare it to some of these turbocharged cars, but that's kind of how it is. But I will say, the Ferrari was never intimidating because the way the power came on, despite it being twin turbocharged, it was very linear. It felt just like a naturally aspirated vehicle, and I loved it for that. But because it's turbocharged, the sound is muffled, of course. So something to keep in mind. That's why the Lambo was by far the best sounding, because it's naturally aspirated. It's not muffled, but it loses out to the torque of the Ferrari. So, you know, there's a trade-off there. But you don't really hear the blow-off noises or anything like that. Like, Ferrari completely tries to hide the fact that this car is turbocharged. So it feels very linear, all the power, you know, kind of progressively built, and I like that. It gave me a lot of confidence in driving. That's the type of motors I like. And obviously the 7-speed dual clutch, very crispy, of course, you know, very good shifts. You know, proper suspension setups and everything like that, like with all these cars. But this is just calibrated so well, and I think I was probably the fastest in this car. Again, I did not push any of these cars. I'm still an amateur, don't worry about that, but I'm just saying, it just felt right to me driving the Ferrari, essentially. So that's just something I noticed. Because traction control was on in all these vehicles, and this is twin turbocharged, I mean, it's definitely going to limit the power, you know, because it's amateurs like me driving it. We're probably not the smoothest when it comes to driving these cars quickly. So I'm sure it's cutting out a lot of power when I just stomp on it. So yeah, there's a few little delays here and there with these vehicles. But again, I feel like that's mostly my fault, and that's the traction control pulling the power essentially from us. But once it's on, man, I think I probably hit about 90 miles an hour on that little 1,000-foot stretch on the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And it's fine. I mean, I still had a good feel for it, a nice grasp of the vehicle. It's better than me driving the car out in the street. But yeah, I think, you know, I said in the Huracan video, you know, is the hype real with these cars? I mean, I personally don't think so, but that's, again, coming from a normal douchebag perspective like myself. But if I were to, you know, go out and spend money, this is the car I would personally have to buy. It just felt right to me. And obviously I couldn't check out the ride quality with any of these cars because it was only on a track, so I can't really tell you how these cars would behave out on the street. Would it be overkill? Of course, especially this Ferrari with the twin turbos. It's going to be ridiculous. Yeah, it's a ton of power, too much power for the street. But out on the track, I mean, did it blur my vision like I mentioned in the Huracan video? None of these vehicles really blurred my vision or blew me away. I wasn't, you know, coming all over the windshield or anything like that. It wasn't anything like that for me. I was so concentrated on driving and not crashing the car. I wasn't really jerking it off or anything like that, you know. So Still, don't worry, I still had fun with these cars, but nobody's going to take it out on the track. But I feel like this would feel the most luscious to drive, I guess. I never really told anybody about this because it doesn't matter, but one of the cars I would really like to try is actually one of those V12 Ferraris, like the F12. Or me personally, like if I had money, which I don't, I'm poor as fuck. So one of the cars I really considered was the Ferrari GT4 Lusso, which basically uses like a detuned F12 motor. I think that would have been a really epic machine. And this, after driving this 480, it kind of solidified for me like they really know how to calibrate a car. I feel like that would have been a cool driving experience because it's also the only all-wheel drive Ferrari on offer right now. So that would have been a cool daily driver. And it had the glorious kind of V12 that's just been detuned from the F12. So I thought that was a really special car. So yeah, I'm curious to try something like that out now, especially since they're going to be absolute screamers. And I think the F12 Ferrari could be like a budget, poor man's Lexus LFA. You know, everybody jerks off the LFA for being like this epic machine, but it's like $500,000. The F12 is about less than half of that. So that could be a pretty epic car. That's why I like the GT4 Lusso, especially since it's all-wheel drive, just makes it a little bit more versatile, I guess. But yeah, do I like the 488? Yeah, I did. This is the car I felt most comfortable in. It didn't, even though it had the most amount of horsepower, I didn't feel like this particularly felt any faster than the other cars. I thought they were all equally very quick. So yeah, there you go. Those are my thoughts on the Ferrari. Now let's go ahead and let's end this little saga off with the McLaren 570S video.